I'm in Oslo in Norway and I know next to nothing about this camera. Let's try to get some photographs. Some days you don't choose the weather for your street photography, but the weather is choosing you. Let's go and try to get some interesting photographs. I'm in Nordpole, live in Norway. It's my first photo walk with Fujifilm X100V. Usually I'm shooting with something much older. As some of you know, I was shooting with the Fujifilm X10 for most of this channel. I decided to give it a try, to try something a little bit new, a little bit different. But pretty much I don't know anything about this camera. We have like winter and autumn all together. I'm never sure what to call this part of the year. It's already 1 year with the construction of the road behind me. I said before you cannot choose the weather, because like many of you I'm working a day job as well. So like my day offs are dictated by my schedule. But when the day offs come, like I'm not gonna spend it in my apartment. So even if the sun is not shining and we have a little bit of this gray, darkish fall/winter weather, I'm gonna take the camera and I'm gonna try to take some interesting images. To make it more interesting, this is a camera that I used just a few times before, that I don't know so much about it, and especially one of the biggest challenges for me is just this one 35mm focal length that I can use. Let's see how it goes. Of course, the weather like that is a challenge by itself, because there is not like too many interesting things that you want to photograph. So you look for something that can be a little bit different than usual. You are not looking for shadows, you are not looking for like some very nice lighting or anything. So like you're gonna look into some details, or you're gonna think a little bit abstract about the things. I don't know if this is something you are into it, but maybe it's something that you can try next time when you are photographing. Don't know too much about the film simulations, but the one I'm gonna use today is the Classic Chrome, and it's recommended by my friend Andreas, and link to his Instagram account you can find over here. Let's see how this simulation goes on the gray day like that. This is something that might work. That time of the year in Norway, when you have a gray sky like that, you're not completely sure what time of the day it is, what hour it is. It can be like 9 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock afternoon. First thoughts about this camera, it's camera like any other pretty much. It takes a good pictures, it's good quality, it have a beautiful lens, beautiful design, everything is fine. I think it's just a little bit of my personal problem, because I get so much connected with my last camera that even having something a little bit different in my hands now, it feels a little bit awkward, a little bit strange. With my last camera, this old Fujifilm X10, I was more focused on the limitations of the camera, so I had to overcome it a little bit with the creativity. But with this one, there's like no boundaries, besides there's like no zoom on this camera and no image stabilization. But with this bright lens, pretty much light is not a problem at all. I had many cameras in my life already. Sometimes it's like when you get a new camera, you feel like obligated to take a good pictures with it right away. And this is not how it becomes, because sometimes in the beginning you are more focused to get this camera working, to find out the settings and everything. So you're focused a little bit on the camera and its capabilities, and then your like creative side of the photography is a little bit sidetracked. But the best recipe to overcome that for me is just to get some simple settings. Don't overcomplicate it. Go into your flow and just start taking pictures. 1, 2, 100, 200, 300, and then you're gonna find yourself in your mood again. Because some days, especially with weather like that, it's like you look outside the window and you're like, there's no way I'm going out. There's no way I'm going out. I'm just gonna waste my day. But as soon as you grab your camera and you go outside, you motivate yourself a little bit to do that. And the first step, you take outside, you grab your camera and you start to take images again. This is a quite hidden area. It used to be some park for some activities, skateboard, basketball, this kind of stuff, covered with graffiti. If you like something like that, maybe this is the area you can visit next time. Usually for this kind of day I would choose the black and white setting, But I don't want to shoot always in black and white. It's an easy choice always, because black and white always give it this kind of feel like nostalgic, strange, like, you know, something that you don't see every day. That's why I'm asking you, which simulations should I try, you know, to give my photos a little bit different look. And maybe I'm gonna discover something interesting on the way. I'm gonna go to the Åkern metro station. I think I took enough of warm-up shots. We can go to some place where it's actually something interesting happening. One of my favorite spots up ahead, and it's because I travel to work from here every day, so I see it over the year in different weathers, different conditions, and I can snap a lot of interesting pictures because I'm so familiar with this place. Let's try, maybe we're gonna find something interesting today. Before you ask about the settings, on a day like that I shoot everything on the ISO 400, shutter speed automatic, and then I just choose my aperture to compensate for whatever I want. Because for many years I'm like aperture priority shooter. I can display the settings over here for what I use for today's shoot, and I will try not to edit the pictures and give it to you as they are. I feel a little bit shy today. Some days like I can stick the camera in people's faces and be like, yeah, and today I'm just no, just sneaking behind the bags. Some days I just don't feel it. It's like I don't want to blame the camera, you know, because like it's just a tool. I think it's more about me today. It's like I'm not ready to go and take some interesting photographs. One of the shots that I really enjoy, like the double reflections, like multiple exposure just on the glass and what's behind it. You may ask, what makes it different from shooting photos with your newest iPhone, newest smartphone with HDR and everything? And I think it's the mindset, like when you have a dedicated camera just for the photographs, then you try to focus more on the photography. So I moved to a little bit more dense area, the city center of Oslo, especially Grønland, but people over here don't like their photographs taken. And this is even a bigger challenge. I think like every step of this way I'm like putting more and more and more challenges on me. And I think I'm gonna end up with 0 photographs today. But let's try. Maybe there's gonna be something interesting in the end. For a moment, instead of talking to the camera, I will try to get some images. Some days it just takes a little bit longer to get into the right mood for the photography. And some days are like that, like you are not in the mood and can like format your card straight away. Did I take any good images today? I hope so. A little bit too crowded for me. Some days it's so hard, but all you have to do sometimes is just ask another person like, can I take a photo of you? And they're gonna say yes or no, and if they say yes, you take the photo. Don't stay too long at Oslo, as if you're gonna stay too long, the security guard is gonna chase you out. We start to work together after all. But it's still something weird, like from my last camera to this camera, oh, I cannot really grasp it. You can do everything with this camera. Let's see, this never works for me so well. Found this window that leads directly into the store, and I will just try for the customers to pop in, and let's see if I can get some interesting photographs. like a person who uses the zoom lenses to take my photographs. But I found it sometimes that this one, the 35 equivalent, it's not wide enough. That's very strange for me to say. I take a walk around the Munch Museum and the Opera House in Oslo, but it's gonna have to get its own episode kind of to show you everything around. So after a whole day of photographing with this camera, I start to find the connection with it. Maybe it's not as bad as they say. Thanks so much to Andreas once again for recommending these camera settings. I hope you enjoyed the photos, and I tried not to edit them too much. Maybe some minor adjustments. That's it, I guess. I'm gonna give it another chance in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. You can watch some other videos over here or over here. Hopefully see you in the next one. Usually for this kind of day, I would choose the black and white setting.